You see this right here? And then you see wrinkles, you see gray hair. Like the Bible said, gray hair is the crown of life. Out of all the stuff I done went through in my life, everything, the tests, the trials, the tribulations, relationships, good relationships, toxic relationships, all the way to hardships. You know, I made it this far. You can see right here, I'm a Gen Xer. Shout out, what a Gen Xer said. Shout out to the Gen Xers. You know, I look at the young generation, they always, I see a lot of Gen Zs, even millennials, which I don't understand. You know, when you pass 40 years old, I think it's too late for you to be calling somebody OG. Really, when you pass 25, you don't need to be calling nobody OG. See, one thing about being a Gen Xer, you know, we seen it all. Sure, I remember back in the days, man, we go to the library. We had to go through the file cabinet to look for a book. I had to go through the file cabinet to look for a book. I had to look at the book number and go look for the book. Then they had computers back then, you know. That's when computers haven't took off yet. You had the internet, which used to be the Aquanet in the military, I guess. In the government, it was called the Aquanet. Then they turned it around and sold it to us, called it the internet. But anyway, you had to find your book in the library. You know, you wouldn't like you just Google it up and the book is right there. I went through it. We grew up in that generation. This is really like the lazy generation. Because see, back in those days, it was more like labor. We had to labor for our money. Even in the music industry. I think the music industry was really the best thing back then because they sold wax. They sold units. They made money off their music. They made money off their movies. Now, everything is streaming. I don't understand. Like Snoop Dogg said, you got millions of streams. You go and walk away with low money. I don't understand. You got millions of streams. And you ain't walking away with no money and you broke. I don't understand that. Today is easy, but it's messing with your pockets.